How many times have you talked about your plans but never taken the first step? If this question touched your heart, listen to what I'm about to say. Walt Disney once said, "The way to get started is to stop talking and begin doing." This phrase is a simple and powerful call. An idea without action is just a dream kept inside. The future isn't built with words, but with actions, and every step, no matter how small it seems, turns desire into achievement. The time to act is now. I know the mind loves to promise on Monday. It will tell you that you need more time, more courage, more preparation. It will give you 1,000 reasons to delay. It's not the right time. It's not perfect yet. I need to study more. I'm too tired today. The purpose of that inner talk is to keep you safe, but safety without movement becomes a prison. And the key to that prison lies in a simple gesture. Starting despite, not after. Starting despite the fear, despite the fatigue, despite not being perfect. Because it's in movement that clarity appears. You don't need the perfect setting to act. You need a possible start. A possible start is short, concrete, and visible. Open the file and write 3 lines. Make the call and say what's necessary in 2 minutes. Organize the first item that's messy. Record a 1-minute draft. Walk 15 minutes to refresh your ideas. It may seem small, but that's how you break inertia. Inertia isn't broken with speeches. It's broken with repeated millimeters of progress. You might say you're afraid you won't handle it. Let's look at that fear the right way. Fear is an alarm. It signals that there's risk, that you're stepping out of autopilot. Be grateful for the signal, but don't hand over the wheel. Replace the question, "What if I fail?" with, "What will I do when I fail?" That change shifts everything. Instead of paralyzing, you prepare. You decide that if you fail, you will breathe, learn, and adjust the next step. Failing won't be the end. It will be the path. And when you fail less than yesterday, that's already a victory. Maybe you think you need motivation to act. In practice, it works the other way around. You act to feel motivated. Motivation is born from perceived progress. When you see something done, no matter how small, your body releases energy and your brain learns to trust you. The rule, "just start," isn't a pretty phrase. It's biology working in your favor. Start with 5 or 10 minutes. If the will comes, keep going. If it doesn't, honor the minimum you committed to. Even then, you've built self-respect. And self-respect pulls the next step. You might confuse action with impulse. That's not what this is about. Conscious action has direction. It's not about just doing any way you can. It's about choosing a gesture that aligns with what you value. It's asking, "What needs to be different when I finish?" And answering with something simple and clear. Direction gives you focus, and focus turns effort into results. Maybe your mind wants to keep planning forever, researching, comparing, talking, sketching. Planning is useful, up to the point it prepares action. Beyond that, it becomes escape. Good planning fits on one page and ends with a gesture you can execute today. The rest you discover in practice. The real world gives answers no paper ever will. You may be afraid of other people's opinions. I understand. The way others look at you can feel heavy. But remember, opinions change with the mood of the day. Your conscience doesn't. Work first for your conscience. Deliver what you can respect when the noise fades. And when criticism comes, filter it. Keep the data that helps you improve. Let the noise go. It's not about ignoring. It's about not letting outside voices be louder than your inner direction. There's also the trap of perfectionism. Perfectionism wants a flawless first version. The result? Nothing starts. Excellence wants a first version that is real, useful, and improvable. The result? Everything moves forward. Trade. It only counts if it's perfect. Poor. It counts if it's honest and better than yesterday. That shift eases tension, builds courage, and puts you in the game. You may be tired, and tiredness often becomes an elegant excuse. Treat your body with respect. Water, a short break, slower breathing for a few moments. Lower the day's goal until it fits. Do the minimum that keeps the cycle alive. The minimum done with truth is worth more than a grand promise postponed. Rest is part of the plan, not the end of the plan. Rest to return, not to quit. Maybe your self-demand is too high. Self-demand without kindness turns into a voice that drags you down. Trade pressure for commitment. Commitment speaks like this: what is in my hands in the next few hours? And does it. And when it doesn't work out, commitment doesn't curse. It adjusts and resumes. You are not the mistake you made. You are the choice you make after it. Repeat this to yourself whenever your mind feels heavy. This sentence gives you back control. If you have too many options and feel lost, cut down the menu. Choose one direction at a time. You can change later, but first truly try one path. Those who try everything at once live the beginning of everything and the end of nothing. Focusing is not losing. It's planting where you want to harvest, and only harvest in the field where you planted. From here, I want to propose a way of acting that works for anyone, in any reality. When you wake up, remember the reason. One sentence is enough. That guides the day. At some point, protect a short block of full presence, even if it's 15 or 30 minutes. Turn off distractions. Do something that moves the needle. At the end of the day, review with honesty. Where did you get closer? Where did you drift away? What is the smallest adjustment for tomorrow? Repeat. This cycle brings internal stability, and internal stability sustains external change. Notice the subtle signs of progress. A little more calm before acting, a little less stalling, a little more clarity about what matters, a little less fear of being seen in process. These signs are proof that you're changing from the inside, and when the inside changes, the outside follows. If your mind comes with, "I'm not ready," add one word, "yet." I'm not ready yet. I don't know yet. I can't yet. Yet opens doors. It invites you to learn. It gives room for practice. It reminds you that today doesn't define forever. Yet is simple and powerful. If you feel like announcing to the world that you're going to change, hold back a little. Save the energy of the announcement for execution. Speak after you've taken the first steps. Words gain strength when they're born from practice, and practice begins in your silence. Maybe you feel ashamed of starting simple. Remember that simplicity is a friend of action. Most of what holds you back is excess. Excess steps, excess expectations, excess comparison. Cut the excess. Make it pocket-sized. Start at today's size. Greatness comes from the sum of many small beginnings. When fear asks, "What if it goes wrong?" answer with presence, "What if I learn quickly?" When anxiety asks, "When will it work out?" reply, "When I take good care of the now." When doubt asks, "Can I really do it?" say, "I'll find out by trying." This inner conversation changes your energy. It takes you out of the role of victim and puts you in the role of author. Now, let's go back to the phrase from the beginning. The way to get started is to stop talking and begin doing. This isn't a slap, it's a firm embrace. It's an invitation to step out of theory and feel in your own skin the strength that only practice gives. It's understanding that peace doesn't come from the perfect plan. It comes from the honest step. It's realizing there is no miracle on the horizon. There are 1,000 steps on the ground. Take the first one, the size you can, today. If you're listening and thinking, "Okay, but which step?" Look around and choose the simplest action that brings you closer to what you value. Open the file. Write 3 lines. Organize what you use to work. Make the short call. Answer the message that solves. Say a no that protects you. Give a yes that moves you. And close the day knowing you kept a commitment with yourself that sparks self-respect. Self-respect fuels discipline. Discipline generates results. Results feed motivation. Motivation sustains consistency. Consistency builds history. If you fall, care for yourself and start again. If you're late, adjust and start again. If someone criticizes, filter and start again. If no one notices, start again anyway. Life doesn't change with an announcement. It changes with a sequence of restarts. That's what separates those who talk from those who do. The quiet decision to return to center every time it's needed. So let me tell you with kindness and firmness, your future doesn't need more speeches. It needs your actions. Start with what fits in your hand today. The rest of the path shows up as you walk. And when you feel tired, remember, every step counts, no matter how small it seems. Every step teaches your body to trust you. Every step turns desire into achievement. If this message made sense to you, follow our profile and share this audio with someone who needs to hear it. Here you'll always find strength and clarity to keep moving forward, one step at a time. And before we finish, keep this in your pocket. Talking gives relief for a moment. Doing gives peace for a lifetime. The time to act is now. See you next time.